So let's look at where you are now, because I've been continually impressed by how at what a young age you have accomplished certain things, whether that's responding to huge responsibilities at American Apparel with marketing, responding to those criticisms publicly, dealing with all sorts of difficulties, not difficulties, but challenges that we all have, but professionally on a pretty public scale. You're 26 now, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So this is your third book, which, just to put it in a chronology, I mean, the 4 Hour Work Week, I guess it was published or written when I was 29. So you're still 3 years ahead of me with three books. What do you attribute your ability to get shit done? I'm just very curious as to if it's like, well, you blend my two parents and here you are. Like, that's how my parents are. This is how I am. How much is nature versus nurture? I mean, what has contributed to your ability to multitask and also to get this much stuff done at this age? I'm curious to hear your opinion.
Sure. Well, I mean, look, so obviously I had two smart parents. They inculcated in me, a love of reading and questions, and sort of told me I could, do whatever I wanted with my life, like, which was all very helpful. And I wasn't like someone who came from, and I talk about those type of people in the book, the people who came from sort of nothing or worse than nothing, and that's why they were successful. That's not me. And then I had these amazing mentors, which were very helpful. And I also have a big head start on people. I mean, I dropped out of college when I was 19 years old. So I've been doing this for long, like most people my age started at 21 or 22.
Right.
So they're sort of just getting started. But, that being said, I think and the reason I wrote this book is because Stoicism was like, I can trace so much of the good stuff in my life to specific passages in Stoicism that helped me or made me think about, certain things. Like this idea of the obstacle being the way, that there's no such thing as bad things happening to you, that everything is an opportunity to like prove yourself or to do something good is something that's been, enormously beneficial to me. There's also there's a quote in book 5 of Meditations that I used to have printed up on my wall. And it's this conversation where Marcus is sort of actually having it with himself, like it's dialogue, but he's like, so you're waking up in the morning and you're covered in the blankets and you should get up, but you say to yourself like, but it's so warm here, like I want to stay here. And he says like, but look, you're a human being. Your job is to get up and work. And it's like, what do you mean you've worked enough? Like, would an animal say that? Like, would an animal ever say that they'd done enough work? And then he says like, people who love what they do wear themselves down doing it. They forget to eat and sleep. They just work because it's not work. It's who they are. And I think for me, getting stuff done has been a function of being able to start having that conversation with myself when I was, 19 years old, rather than like, partying late at night and then waking up hungover every day. Like I didn't do that. But it's I really think it's the cumulative process of waking up every day and going to work and like really working and not caring about the rewards or the success, but working because I love what I'm working on. Mm-hmm. That, compounded interest is one of the most powerful forces on earth, right? And you can apply that to your own work. And every day, if you wake up and you work on something, you get a little bit closer and it grows. And I think that's been, you write one book, it's easier to write another book, Right. And then you write two books, it makes it easier to write a third book. And I've never been a fan of doing just, I think you're like this too. I don't get how people do just one thing. Like you're really good at investing, but could you just do that? I don't think that would fulfill you as a person.
Yeah, I couldn't do that alone.
And I think it's weird, but I found that the more things that you're doing, the better. It's like, okay, if you do one thing, you can be really good at it. If you do two things, you feel really busy. But if you do like 3 to 5 things, you're not that busy and they all help each other and make you better at them. So for me, like writing and marketing and like, research and all the things that I was doing at the same time made me better at all of them. And it sped the whole process of learning up really fast.